What is going on, guys? The excitement has arrived. The Pacific Theater trailer is finally here and could possibly be one of the best trailers I have personally seen from Battlefield. Just want to get that right at the very start here. I think I got a little bit of attention on my post for the trailer. I mean, yes, I may be falling victim to recent bias, but yeah, I know there's other good trailers out there like the BF1 launch trailer, but it is pretty epic what DICE has done here to get us all pretty much excited for the most anticipated post-launch content in BF5 thus far. So before we dive into all the details of the trailer, we got an official launch date of the Pacific Theater, which is next Thursday on October 31st. So we are just around the corner. I love how the trailer starts off here with both of the teaser trailers we saw yesterday playing next to each other of the two individuals you basically follow around in a pretty lengthy trailer that was just full of action and content that is coming up for us. I think the moment you hear the music playing with the Higgins boats being dropped in just gets you so amped up for this content that's about to roll out. But we get some brief beach landings here on the first part of the 3 new maps. This one is called the Pacific Storm. We then cut to what I believe is the dinghy used by the Japanese soldiers. You get to use this boat from what we're told in the Battlefield article that was released alongside the trailer. We're told it's another fast but obviously more vulnerable way to get across the water, so we'll see who will be brave enough to use this to get around. We then come back to some good old classic beach landings. Not DD, of course, but to be honest, from the trailer's perspective, it really does capture the intensity of these landings, so I'm hoping the gameplay delivers the same as well. We, of course, finally see the infamous M1 Garand in the American soldiers who are storming the beach, so that will be available for the assault class to use. It then quickly cuts over to the Japanese faction, which just want to make it clear, just in case it's not obvious right now, that there will be 2 new factions for us in Battlefield 5. Well, the American and the Japanese factions with all the new character models and customizations of the soldier appearances and uniforms that you'll get to try out. So just want to make sure that is clear if that's not obvious enough. We then see the Japanese soldier carrying the Type 99 Arasaka that will be for the recon class to use. It starts to get really good here as we see a soldier bust out a new gadget that will be used in the battlefield. It's the tank busting lunge mine. That's pretty cool to be used on another new vehicle that will be on the battlefield, the Sherman Calliope, which is described in the article as a rocket barrage tank bringing devastation to enemy infantry and vehicles. This will come in the form of a reinforcement for the American soldiers, with the Japanese getting their own form of this rocket barrage. So if you want to use this tank, you have to be the squad leader, and just like you call in the V1 rocket or the Churchill crocodile tank, you'll see this tank now in the reinforcements as well. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Next, we get some intense crawling from some soldiers pushing up the front lines, and then a proper introduction to the legendary M4 Sherman. However, before we even get a chance to take in the glory of the Sherman, it then quickly cuts over to a flamethrower being used. So yes, flamethrowers have arrived on the battlefield now. And what's interesting is the article says this M2 flamethrower is part of the 2 new battle pickups. I'll talk about the other one here in a moment. Well, you'll find these on the battlefield and you can pick them up and use them. So it's kind of like the elites from BF1 or the heroes from Battlefront going on here. I'm not quite sure if the weapon will be the only thing you have an advantage of when you pick them up. So if it'll just be a flamethrower you pick up, or maybe possibly you'll have a passive health boost that will be there as well. I think you might see something like that I'll explain here in a second, but we're getting a good look at Iwo Jima here with the black beaches as it shifts over to the second map that will be here for the launch of the Pacific Theater. We then get the same cut up American soldier that we saw here at the very start, jumping in the F4U Corsair. We're told there will be a fighter and bomber variant, and then you see the Japanese Zero Fighter quickly getting shot down. The Zero Fighter will also get its own fighter and bomber variant. We then see what almost might appear like another JB2 or V1 rocket, but this is actually the Japanese version that you get to try out if you play as a Japanese faction. It's called the KI-147I-Go rocket. Of course, it's not Battlefield if there's not some crazy pilot jumping out of his plane, sacrificing his plane to take out the reinforcement that is being called in. It then gets really intense here before you even get a chance to check out some of the American soldier uniforms you see on the screen. As you see the same Japanese soldier from earlier take out his katana and just completely destroy these unsuspecting American soldiers. So, I mean, this trailer gets pretty intense at times. What's pretty crazy here is this is the second battle pickup alongside the flamethrower that you'll be able to pick up on the battlefield. So, if using a katana on the battlefield isn't epic enough, I don't really know what is. So this is, again, brings me back to that question if this will be kind of like the heroes from Battlefront or like the elite kits from Battlefield 1, if you'll have like a health boost with it or not. It makes me kind of think that could be the case, considering if you have a katana out in the open, you're kind of screwed. But there are some things kind of mentioned in the article posted alongside the trailer today that gives you maybe the idea that they may place this in areas that will suit it the best, like in close quarter combat areas. As you can see here in the trailer, the Japanese soldiers using it in this cavern-like area. So considering how quickly he's striking down these American soldiers, I imagine if that thing even touches you, you're going to be dead. So it'll be pretty exciting to see how this all plays out. There's then a brief glimpse of the new M1919A6 medium machine gun for the support class. There's more action on the beach with a glimpse of the LVT light amphibious tank that you can use on the land or the sea. You of course have the Japanese KA-MI that will be the other amphibious tank vehicle for the Japanese faction. We're then reaching the end of the trailer here, where both of our main characters meet on the beach. The Japanese soldier comes charging in with the lunge mine that we saw earlier, and the US soldier ends up taking him out with a katana and finish him off. But only seconds later, the same soldier ends up being sniped, giving you a brief moment of realization that there are no winners in war. You finally get to see the Type 97 tank, which is the Japanese tank that will be used to compete against the Sherman. It's storming in to defend the beach from the continuous Allied beach landing that just keeps going on and on. Of course, we can't end the trailer quite yet. DICE has to show us the F4U Corsair bomber variant dropping a bomb from the sky, giving us the perfect aerial view of our third and final map that will be there at launch for the Pacific Theater. We see the classic formation of the map as the bomb makes its way towards the ground. Of course, we have now confirmed Wake Island is returning for us in BF5. We see the beauty of this map as this bomb makes its way and hits the pavement down below and finishes up the trailer from there. So that is basically a pretty exciting summary of all the content coming for us in the Pacific Theater. I think I missed the Type 100 Japanese SMG that was mentioned in the EA Battlefield article. So if you guys want to point where that was out in the trailer, do so in the comments down below. But that's going to be there for the medic class, and that's how I know the M1 Garand will be coming for the assault class, as we see each of the four classes getting their own gun for this new Pacific Theater. So will be pretty interesting stuff. There will be more Tides of War weapons that will be released in the weeks following the launch of the Pacific Theater, as the article has told us. And if you want to check out that full article, I'll leave it down in the comments below. We do have new elite class characters coming out as well, so if you guys want to check out the details about that, that will be there in the article as well. But let me know what you guys think about this trailer. Again, this was pretty epic in my opinion. I think right when the music started kicking off, it got me really amped for this. I think this is going to be good times for Battlefield 5, and it's very well needed. And again, probably the most anticipated thing so far in Battlefield 5 as of yet. So I am definitely hyped up. Feel free to let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. But that is it for you guys today. Again, I always appreciate you guys being here. I am Living, and I'll catch you guys again later.